people don't realize the difference that there are. Immigration judges are even responsible for one branch to one branch and others. But so far, what we do know about that judge's determination on Abrego Garcia's, whether he is or was not part of MS-13, was based on just one specific piece of intelligence from the local police department.
And a confidential informant to that local police department. There was an informant who essentially told a local police officer that he had information that Abrego Garcia was a member of MS-13 in a particular community in New York where Abrego Garcia says he's never lived. There was also evidence cited by that local law enforcement officer that Abrego Garcia was wearing paraphernalia associated with the Chicago Bulls, as he is in the pictures that you just showed. That was the only information that was provided. And I will also add,
that was cited.
That was cited. And I should also add, both USA Today and ProPublica have reported on the fact that that particular law enforcement officer is no longer on the force and has been prosecuted due to his lack of truth-telling in an unrelated matter. So whether or not he can be trusted with respect to his role in the Abrego Garcia immigration proceedings is a whole separate question. But we're not talking about a substantial load of evidence. We're talking about a local police officer citing to a confidential informant, never identified, solely in the context of a bond hearing in immigration proceedings where the judge is an administrative judge and not, as Garrett noted, an Article III judge, someone with lifetime tenure nominated by the president, confirmed by the Senate. It is a wholly different sort of proceeding.
Which is a structure that exists.
Correct. It's a structure that exists, but it's not the same as a criminal proceeding in which somebody is convicted.
And it goes to show exactly how much or little information immigration judges have and make determinations, which changes the life of people. And this is, again, I guess, opening a window to the reality of what immigration judges handle here and how much or little information those immigration judges need to have in order to make determinations. But they make determinations on that and other bits of information.
Absolutely.
And so, Gary, Trump officials referenced the president's meeting with the president of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, where Bukele said he wouldn't be sending Abrego Garcia back to the U.S. How did that go in court?
Yeah, not really well, Jose. The judge said that she is not really going to take anything that happened in the Oval Office as evidence or into consideration because it wasn't said under oath in her presence or in any declarations that were submitted to her before the court. But I think there's also the reality here, Jose, that she can't really do anything about what President Bukele said about not being willing to return Abrego Garcia to the United States. She can't order him to do a thing. All she can do is continue to pry information out of the government and push them to facilitate his return.
And so, Gary, we're just learning that Senator Van Hollen has just landed in El Salvador. What is he trying to accomplish through his trip?
Yeah, he is the first U.S. official on the ground that's actually trying to come up with a diplomatic solution to this. We have seen Kristi Noem, the DHS secretary, and some other members of Congress visit for photo ops, essentially, the CCOP prison. But Senator Van Hollen of Maryland is going to go down there to meet with officials to try to see what he can do to push the El Salvadoran government to facilitate themselves bringing Abrego Garcia back to the United States. He's also going to try to get into the CCOP prison himself to see if he can meet with Abrego Garcia.